Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back, our students, and we will have today class number 4. And in this class, I'm going to talk about the things that we have mentioned already in the previous class, how to make like the zoning, how to analyze the site, how to know the spaces for the, how to know the spaces for the, yeah, I mean the sizes of the spaces or the volume or sorry, the area of the spaces that we want in our building. And we're gonna have a talk about the sketches and how we do sketching, freehand sketching. And also we're gonna take some principles about private and public spaces and the relationship between the spaces themselves. So, okay. First of all, I just wanted to tell you something that, as we said in the previous class, we have a problem. Someone who came to us, the client, who came to us with a problem. He wants to solve his problem. So don't be bored because you are solving a problem. Then every time I come to you and tell you like this, I criticize your work and say, repeat it, do it like this, do it like that. You have to erase this one. You have to redo this work again, this redo this work, and so on and so forth. This is the problem solving. This is the normal process of design, and you have to do it yourself. After you understand or you take these lessons, you have to know that this is the normal process, because even the architects, the freshers, and those who did not who work for the first time in design, they think that this is not normal and I have to do it one time. One time shot. He wants to get the conceptual design done, and he needs to do the assessment that we talked about last time, and he needs to finish everything. الشيء المهم اللي يجب ان تاخذه في نظر الاعتبار هو انه هذا العمليه التصميميه عمليه هي ريدو اند ريديزاين اند ريسايكل. يعني هي ريسايكل، رايح راجع اسسمنت، فيها تعديلات. فبالتالي لما يطلب منك الاستاذ او انا اطلب منك يعني انك تعدل وتمسح وتزيد وتنقص وكذا وتسوي، هذا الموضوع يجب ان لا يجعل عند الطالب انه ضجر او تذمر بسبب هذه العمليه، لان هي هذه العمليه الطبيعيه اثناء مرحله الكونسبشوال ديزاين. تكلمنا عليها في المره الماضيه، اللي هي اذا شفتوها هنا، اللي هو احنا hypothetical solution, working solution, then assessment, solution representation, then afterwards we get the solution. So it takes time. يعني هاي العمليه تاخذ وقت. يعني في انا يعني في بعض الاحيان كنت اشتغل لما كنت اشتغل مع الديزاين واصمم، في ناس بتشتغل معايا يعني في الديزاين، فيجي تغييرات فيقول لي، طبعا في يعني هم حديثين في العمل، فيقول لي طيب هذا الكلاينت كل شويه يطلب طلب، طب انا غيرتها ووصلت للفاينل وتعبت فيها. ايش تعبت فيها؟ هذا شغلك يا اخي. هذا شغلك انك انت تشتغل وتعيد وتزيد والى ان توصل الى رغبه الكلاينت. ما هي قصدي رغبه الكلاينت، لان مرات في عنده رغبات ومرات شخص متردد هو، هذه مساله اخرى يعني. لكن ما تتوقع انه مباشره من اول سكتش انت اللي راح تسويه آه، وانت ترضى عليه هو هذا السكتش الصحيح اللي يريده الكلاينت، او هو هذا السكتش الصحيح خصوصا اثناء فتره التعلم. يعني مثلا على سبيل المثال بالحياه العمليه، انا اصلا يجيني كلاينت. انا جاني كلاينت مره من المرات طول معي سنه كامله بس بالفكره، بس بالفكره فقط. حتى في مره من المرات وصلنا الى مرحله انه خلصنا الديزاين وخلصنا الاستراكشر وكذا، والرجل خلاص يعني حتى هو دفع الفلوس. بعدها رجع مره ثانيه يريد يعدل بالديزاين بعد ان حطينا الاستراكشر ورسمنا الاستراكشر. يعني وديناه الاستراكشرال انجينير واشتغل عليها، ويريد يرجع مره ثانيه، ويروح شهر ويرجع شهرين ويرجع، وهكذا اخذ له موضوع تقريبا سنه. هو في مرحلة الكونسبشوال ديزاين، هذه المرحلة. فما بالك بغيرها من المشاريع اللي هي قد تكون تاخذ يعني وقت أطول. أتكلم على فيلا. في واحد من الزباين جاء في يوم من الأيام وكلمني على فيلا مثلا. المشكلة الأكبر تكون عندك وين؟ لما يكون التصميم ما مرتبط بشخص واحد. يعني مثلا فيلا عائلية يجلس فيها الأب والأبناء متزوجين وكذا. طيب هذول كلهم راح يستخدموها، فمن القرار عند من اللي راح يصمم الفيلا، أو من هي متطلبات من الاشخاص. فانت تحتاج الى انك تسوي في مرحله البري ديزاين، عفوا السكيماتيك ديزاين. محتاج ان يكون عندك تاخذ الشخص المناسب يعني من هو الشخص المناسب اللي يتكلم معه، يعطيك الفوله مثل ما يقولون، يعطيك القرار النهائي. انا يجيني شخص مثلا يقول لي اليوم مثلا انا اريد هاي الديزاين وكذا وكذا وكذا، واريد كذا وكذا وكذا، ونقعد نجلس ونسوي كل هاي العمليات تمام، وبري ديزاين، سايت اناليسيس، وسكيماتيك ديزاين، واخر شيء نصل الى مرحله مثلا الحمام، كيف نوزع الفيتنجز في الحمام الى هذه النقطه. فمع ذلك يجيني بعد اسبوعين او ثلاث او شهر يقول لي ها الغرفة اللي الغرفة هذه اللي تحت أنا أريدها بالدور الأول. هو بالبداية طلبها في الدور الأرضي، الحين يطلبها بالدور الأول، دمر الكونسبت كلها طيرها. يعني خلاص شال غرفة النوم بالحمام بالمداخل اللي عليها بالكذا، يعني خلاص انتهى الديزاين تقريبا، طير نص من الديزاين، تعال اصعد مرة ثانية وسوي ديزاين من جديد وعلاقات جديدة وكذا. هذا الموضوع ياخذ وقت، يحتاج صبر كثير، ويحتاج انك في البداية هاو تو مانج يعني الموضوع بحيث ما توصل تصير عندك هذه المسائل يعني. هي بالخبرة يعني. لكن أنا اللي أريد أسوي له هايلايت في هذه النقطة، يعني الجزئية اللي أريد أسوي لها هايلايت في هذه النقطة، هو أنك يجب أن تكون يعني صبور في عملية الديزاين. As we said in the few minutes 2 minutes ago, that you need to have patience and you need to design this work. You need to design and redesign and do and redo all these processes again and again until you reach to the acceptable design for you, yourself, and for the client. And sometimes some of the architects they don't want to compromise their criteria or their limits, okay, or let's say their red lines. Like for example, I'm doing this kind of work or this type of work. If someone comes to me and tells me I want this type of design, like a classic design, and I'm doing like modern design, I tell him like I don't this is not my work, this is not my type of work, or so on and so forth. And some of them they can do whatever you want to do, okay. I don't mean that I can do that you don't do it because you can't, but sometimes some architects they have one line and they want to be known as those people who are working on this line. As you know, we have different schools of architecture. So he wants to, if you want to stick on this school of architecture and you want to leave it from like modern to a classic or vice versa, you can do that, okay? But sometimes it's not the case, and you cannot do all these things. You have not that much like luxury of time, or luxury of having so many clients who are coming to you, so you can choose this one and leave that one. Especially in the cases in the circumstances that we have these days and before. As I told you in this class, you have to have this kind of patience. ما تستطيع أنك توصل إلى الفكرة الأساسية يعني بسكتش واحد، بل تأتيك الفكرة مرة ومرتين وثلاثة وتعدل عليها. وأنا قلت لكم وأكرر مرة أخرى, you have to live with the concept. From now, you need to, or from the day we will give you the program of this project, you have to live with it all the time. You have to live with it all the time until you get the concept. The concept is the most critical. It will affect your project until the end of this semester. I mean, if your concept is a strong concept and good concept from the beginning, it will stay with you till the end. So if it's bad or if it's weak concept, it will stay with you until the end also. So whatever you do to the weak concept, it's still the concept is weak. But what you can do for that is you are going to add, some more accuracy for this concept. Like if we will get the actual sizes or the accurate sizes for the spaces, we're gonna draw this. What was like one line will be double line. We will do the structure for the buildings. We will do sections, elevation, site plans, and landscaping, and all these things. You will do it, but these processes are like a consequence of the first step. So the first step, it has to take the most of your effort, the most of your attention. المرحلة الأولى من هذه مراحلنا اللي هي التصميمية لازم تاخذ أكثر وقت من عندك وأكثر اهتمام من عندك، لأنها المرحلة التصميمية إذا أنت سويت التصميم أو الفكرة التصميمية كانت جيدة ونجحت في تحقيق التكوين المناسب للتصميم تبعك، بالتالي العمليات الأخرى هي عمليات تحصيل حاصل. يعني راح تطلع عندك as a consequence يعني راح الون لاين راح يصير دبل لاين، والستراكشر راح تسويه وكذا كذا، يمكن تغييرات بسيطة وطفيفة لكن تبقى الفكرة الأساسية موجودة عندك. So it's very important to take this into consideration. Okay, so now by sketching, as we said, we have freehand sketching, and as I told you, I'll give you these things now in today's class. Let's talk about this diagram. Okay, the diagram showing the relationship between the various spaces in a dwelling. which we have now in our project dwelling second يعني a diagram showing the possible relationships with a building within a building site. هذا التصميم اللي شايفه قدامك او هذا السكتش اللي شايفه قدامك هو عبارة عن bubble diagram يوضح العلاقات ما بين السبيسز. انت عندك علاقات ما بين السبيسز وعندك مساحات لهذه السبيسز، تمام، وعندك بعد ذلك عندك الفورم اللي تريد تركب به هذه السبيسز. So in the buildings, in the dwelling, we have a public and private and let's say semi-private. Okay, so we have the public spaces and we have the family space, which is semi-private, and we have the private spaces like bedrooms. Okay, so bedroom it has to be for a person, and sometimes this person has his own privacy. He doesn't want to uh, break that privacy by others, even if they are like his parents or his brother or sister or siblings. I mean, so you have to prepare a sketch like that, okay, to arrange the relationship between these spaces. So if the entry is here, this is a for example, if the entry is here, okay, here we can go from this space, from the entry, okay, from the entrance, we go to the public space like the majlis, okay, living room or the majlis, okay, مجلس الدايننج روم وكذا، هاي اماكن عامه public، اوكي. وبعدها من الانتري نفسه هذا، من المدخل ممكن ان انتقل الى الببليك سبيس وادخل الى الفاميلي سبيس. ما ينفع اول ما ادخل احط بغرف النوم مباشره عند المدخل، وبالتالي الناس اللي داخله تجرح الخصوصيه يعني. they come from here، اوكي، ويتفرجون على غرف النوم، ثم بعد ذلك مثلا ادخلهم الى الببليك سبيس اللي هو المجلس في نهايه في نهايه الفيلا مثلا. تمام، ليش؟ لانه ممكن يجرحون الخصوصيه للعائله، ممكن عائله جالسه مثلا في الصاله، العائله ممكن جالسه في غرف النوم، لو افترضنا انك وضعت غرف النوم هنا. وبالتالي الانترنس لازم يكون قريب، بحيث اول ما يدخل الشخص يدخل الى المجلس. وبالتالي تشوفون بعض الاحيان حتى المجلس مدخله خارجي، يعني في بعض الفلل مدخل المجلس يكون خارجي مربوط على الانترنس، فبالتالي تدخل اما مباشره على الفيلا، واما انك تدخل من خارج الفيلا على المجلس. هذه واحدة من الحلول. طبعا ممكن يكون المجلس الدخول هنا من الداخل الفيلا، لكن يعني في بعض الأحيان مو it's not like beautiful sometimes. I'm not saying every time. Sometimes it's not beautiful to have the two doors at the same entrance, opening at the same entrance, from this side. And this is, typical. Also, everyone do like that. From here you have a Majlis door. From here you have front side. You have the entrance door, main entrance door. Then you go to the building. Okay, this is okay as one of the solutions, but this is not. This has become a typical solution, and we want to have the new solutions for that. As I told you from the previous class, don't follow the solutions that we have here. We want new solutions for our houses. Now you have like a family living room. It's like semi-private, and you have also the kitchen. It could be here somewhere here. And for the kitchen, I will tell you something. Okay, and then afterwards we have the private space. طيب الكيتشن هذا، خلينا نتكلم على قصة الكيتشن كما أنا يعني كما أتخيلها أو أتصورها. الكيتشن احنا نعرف في كثير من الفلل انه الكيتشن منفصل دائما عن المبنى، كأنه يعني فضاء منبوذ في البيت. وهذا انا اعتقد في هنا يعني في البلد سببه انه التصميم السيء اللي وضع انطباع عند الناس انه الكيتشن يعني هذا شيء منبوذ، واحنا نريده يكون خارج المنزل مفصول. وبالتالي ما اعرف يعني كيف انه ممكن انك حتى لو افترضنا هذا الكيتشن وهذا ممر خارجي، والناس لازم تطلع بالحر والبرد والمطر والتراب والغبره والكذا، افتح الباب واطلع حتى ادخل على الكيتشن واروح افتح الثلاجه وارجع مره ثانيه عشان اجيب كذا كذا كذا. يعني هذا امر قد يكون مزعج لاهل المنزل، خصوصا اذا ما كان في عندهم خدامه او شغاله. فبالتالي هو السبب في فصل هذا على حسب يعني رأيي في هذا الموضوع، أنه التصميم السيء في البداية. يعني الناس اللي كانت تصمم هي ليست ناس متخصصة، وبالتالي سبب الروائح واللي يسووها اللي تكون في المطبخ كلها ترجع على الفيلا. فبالتالي الناس حتى تخلص من هذه المشكلة، مثل ما يسموها احنا عندنا آخر العلاج الكي أو البتر، بتروا هذا العضو المهم أو الحيوي من المنزل، بتروه وطلعوه برا، وهذا آخر الحلول. لو كان التصميم جيد بطريقة، لو كان التصميم جيد يعني مصمم بطريقة جيدة، والتوجيه ماله اللي هو راح نتكلم عليه هنا، أو هذا مثال يعني شبيه تقريبا له، مصمم بطريقة جيدة، ما كان حصل هذا ما كان حصلت هذه المشكلة. فتوجيه المبنى، الاورينتيشن، ما يسمى بالاورينتيشن، دراسة الموقع، اللوكيشن اللي هي أخذناها بالمرحلة السابقة، اللي هي بري ديزاين، عفوا السايت اناليسيز، اللي هي كيف تشوف الموقع، اتجاهات الموقع، الاورينتيشن، الشمال، الجنوب، الرياح، علاقة المبنى علاقة الموقع عفوا بالرياح، الشروق، الغروب، تمام، الفيوز، اللقطات اللي موجودة وتكلمنا فيها هذه في المحاضرة الأولى كمثال في الانترودكشن. تمام، هذه كلها الأمور تأخذها بنظرك. لو كان التصميم جيد، ما كان رجعت الروائح الكريهة أو الodors from the kitchen to the family or to the bedrooms or whatever inside the house. And we wouldn't be in need for such a solution, which is cutting this member from the house, which is the kitchen, which is important member. So in our design here, in our design, we want the we want the kitchen connected to the house. I don't want to have like a separate block for the kitchen. We can have a separate block for for the gym. We can have a separate block for the office, separate block for whatever you want to do later on, because I will give you a free space to be designed for you, for your choice. Okay. For this building, for our house, the kitchen will be inside the house, will be connected or attached to the house, one of the spaces of the house, and you have to solve this problem of orientation. However, we have solution for that nowadays, because nowadays we are using the exhaust fans and some other equipments, the hoods and all these things that can take or evacuate the air, okay, vacuum the air or the odors from directly from the cooker to the outside of the building. So it's already solved this problem. So we don't need to have such a solutions nowadays. Okay, but we don't want to depend that much on the mechanical equipments in our design. We want our design to be more natural and eco environment. So I don't prefer that, but if you use it, it's okay, because after all, you will use it later on when you want to design a house. And honestly, after finishing this semester in this class, architectural design, I want you to be able to design a house. Even if you are a student, I have done this myself. After I finished this semester is very important semester. And I think it's more important than the next semester. This architectural design too. I think it's more important than 3 and 4 and 5, because these things and so on, because these semesters are talking about some buildings that you might take in your life or you might not take it. Like if you are designing a hospital, if you are designing a mall, if you are designing a accommodation complex, so on and so forth, all these things, you might have such a thing in your life or you might not. But 100%, the first thing you will get is a commercial building and villas. So this is a critical, important class for the students. And I want you here to be self-esteem or confident, self-confident that you can, after we finish this semester, I mean, to design a villa, practically to design a villa. This is why anytime, if you are welcomed anytime, even if after this semester, to contact me. And if you have any questions, I will be most glad and happy to help you with any kind of queries and questions you want. Okay, so as I told you, that this is one of the issues and the problems that we have nowadays in our buildings, and I want to bypass or skip this problem. I want to solve, and we want to solve it. The kitchen has to be connected or attached to our building, our house. Okay, so this is the relationships. It's not good to jump from the public directly to the private. It's not good to have these people to can access or look at the private areas and even semi-private areas. Okay, but some kind of relationship we can find here, no problem. These people can come from here to this way if they want. Sometimes in our traditions we have if we have males and females, we keep the males in the majlis. If we don't have two majlis for males and females, We keep the majlis for the males, and the family living room we keep the females there to sit there. So we need sometimes in this case we need to have a connection between these two spaces. Someone, if we want to serve from the kitchen, you can go here, serve here, and serve there, not to go here and there, far away from each other. So the kitchen's dining room, kitchen has to be like somewhere here to serve these two spaces. It doesn't necessarily need to be near the private areas, I mean bedrooms, because we are not serving the bedrooms with the kitchen. We are serving the living room, dining room, the majlis also. These are the things. Or also, maybe you can put the kitchen here and there. I don't mind if you want to put the kitchen on the elevation, or if you want to put the kitchen in the back side of the house. It depends also on the structure of the family. What do I mean by the structure of the family? Maybe there are some families they don't have maids with them. They don't have maids who do the which we call the service for the people and cooking and all these things. So the main thing is that uh, these houses, honestly, the houses are made for the ladies, for the mother, for the woman, not for the man, because he's not living that much time in the house. Okay, he's working, he's coming at night time, and he's living there for a few hours. Then afterwards, he will sleep also and wakes up at the morning. So all the time, the kids and the lady herself, the mother, she's living in the house. So we have to take care of what she needs, and she's the most important member of the family to take care of when you design. So when a family comes to me, me myself, when a family comes to me to design a house, I listen much more for the women more than the men. And also, most of them they have this culture. They say that this is her house, and she whatever she needs to have, you just listen to her and she ask her what she wants. And I don't mind. I have only few notes and comments, and that's it. So this is good also. So as I told you, you can put at this if it's like that, if the structure of the family is like that, there is no maid, and the woman wants to have a view while she's cooking, while she's washing the dishes, and something like that. Maybe you want to choose a nice view for her when she's like working in the kitchen. And you can see like in some of the designs, as I told you, I want you to have a vast study from now, from today. I wanted to have a vast study or a vast look on the websites. You can look at the houses, how they design the kitchens, the types of the kitchens, types of living rooms, halls, dining rooms, the views that we have in these spaces. And sometimes we want to emphasize, as we said, the kitchen. Sometimes it takes a very nice view, the kitchen itself, because the kitchen, living room are connected to each other. Uh, so they are living on the swimming pool. They are looking at the swimming pool, looking at that nice view. Some of them they want to have the kitchen on the front side of the building because they want to serve, the shoppings and all these things. If the family itself bringing their own shopping, there is no one to help them to take these things, or the gas cylinder, the kitchen has to have a direct access from the front gate from the fence, okay, to the or the garage of the garage, because we are unloading the material from the car, and you need to go reach directly to the kitchen. So sometimes we have uh, side door for the kitchen. We can go like from this way, or sometimes we have a front door for the kitchen if we have chosen the kitchen to be on the front side, and so on and so forth. So it's open for you. I don't want to. I want to free your mind. I don't want. I want you to think out of the box. The box that we have nowadays, that the kitchen sometimes and mostly is detached from the house, and sometimes and mostly the kitchen is on the back side, and mostly the majlis on the front side, and so on and so forth. Think out of the box. Don't think about the plannings that we have. It's not like something which is abnormal to have like the kitchens here and there, or the majlis like backwards if we are maintaining the right relationship between the private, semi-private, and public spaces. This is for the spaces. With regards to what we have said when we are talking about the orientation of the house and how we look how we take into our consideration the direction of the building and the monsoon winds. اوكي الرياح السائده، يعني لازم ندرس الرياح السائده، توجه البناء المبنى، الويست and east, النورث and south and all these things، الفيو also. فممكن انت تحرف المبنى بهذا الاكسس بهذا الاتجاه لانه عندك فيو، مثلا mountain view, lake view, sea view, masjid view, whatever nice building. Especially sometimes, as I told you, you need to visit the site 2 times. You need to visit the site at night time and you need to visit the site at daytime because you want to see the different views that you have and different side and views that you have. And for example, like if this view is nice at night time, maybe you need to have the living room here, okay? Because people that are sitting in the living room at night, not at the morning time. Because at morning time, even the lady, if she's working herself, if she doesn't have a maid, you might find her in the kitchen. Okay, the man he's at work, so no one will make use of the view if we are keeping the living room, like for example, on a bad view. But if it's like a nice view at night, we want to put the living room because it's mostly used at night. And so on. Sort of like these things you need to think about how people are living, what is the way of life that we are having. Our traditions is also very important to take into account in these things. For example, like having open kitchens, which we call it American kitchens. Open kitchens maybe it's not suitable for our traditions because we have different type of foods and we are like cooking real cooking we have in our houses in our kitchens. The Americans, they are living like a fast life. Sometimes they are having like their own processed food. They do like let's say they are using the microwaves and ovens just like reheating, or they don't have that much cooking, like we have here. يعني احنا في مطابخنا نستخدم فيها المشوي والمطبي والبرياني والمعرف ايش والبصل والثوم والكذا، ونطبخ من الصفر، يعني من الزيرو، نجيب الرو ماتيريال ونحطها في المطبخ ونشتغل، فالمطبخ يصبح يعني فعلا ساحة معركة يعني. تمام، في المطبخ عندنا. لكن هناك الناس عايشة حياة ثانية يعني. هناك الناس ما عايشين اصلا، ما يدخلون البيت الا اخر النهار من يرجعون من الشغل، وبالتالي عندهم البروسيسد فود اللي هو الأكل الجاهز، يعني اللي مجرد فقط يدخله ويحميه مثلا، أو مجرد مثلا بالأوفن أو الميكروويف. حتى أصلا ممكن ما ياكلون في البيت أصلا، يعني حياتهم كلها تقضيها برا، على طول يطلع من الشغل يروح الفاست فود ريستورانت، ياخذ الفاست فود ويرجع، وبالتالي يمكن طبخة واحدة في البيت فقط. الكوب القهوة ماله يحطه بالسيارة ويطلع يشرب بالطريق كذا بس فقط يعني. فأكلهم كله مختلفة، يعني طريقة الحياة مختلفة. طيب ضيف إلى ذلك our religion and traditions are different. يعني we have like our even maids, we don't like to have like our maids uh, sitting like here and people males and females like looking at them working in the kitchen. So for the visual access، يعني المحور البصري لهذا الموضوع، احنا بالنسبة لنا ما نقبل انه المرأة واقفة وتشتغل في المطبخ والناس تتفرج عليها، الضيوف مثلا. بالتالي ال open kitchen is not like preferable for us as a function. قلنا الروائح يعني، وas وطبيعة العمل في المطبخ تختلف. Also, for our religion and traditions, we don't accept that we have like this access to our females or that mingling، الاختلاط يعني ما بين الميلز and females. ما عندنا هذا الشيء، فبالتالي تشوف الفيلا او البيت عندنا يعني في نوع من الخصوصية عالية في بعض الأحيان إذا ما كان في خطأ في التصميم يعني. لذلك احنا نفصل ما بين المجلس الرجال ومجلس النساء، على يعني تقاليدنا مهمة انه نضعها وناخذها بنظر الاعتبار. فبالتالي when I'm telling you to go and check on the websites and Google the villas and check the design ideas and concepts and take from it. I don't have any problem. Not copy paste. Just take the concepts and make your own concept, and don't transfer or don't import the same concepts that I don't copy the concepts also. I mean, if we have an open kitchen concept, for example, this is a concept, don't copy the open kitchen concept and copy it here in our traditions because it's not acceptable for us here and it's not workable also. Okay, this is for the second graph or second photo that we have. So I'm going to talk about now about the third one اللي هو مثال بسيط على ال relationship between the entrance and the exhibition spaces and information desk اللي هي مناطق العرض فضاءات العرض والinformation desk والentrance. Okay, so like for example here we have like a public entrance. Okay, and we have exhibits here and temporary exhibits here and permanent here and group of entrances here. So we have entrance from this side, entrance from this side, then info desk, then you go to the temporary exhibits and permanent exhibits. So the relationship here is that the entrance has to go to the info desk. Then this is a kind of control in the building. So you go to the info desk, which is entrance at the same time. Then you go to here or there. You can ask the question, but it's not possible or it's not right to make the public entrance or these entrances to be to going to the permanent or whatever temporary exhibits. Then afterwards to the information desk or this lobby. So this is one of the examples that we are taking to show or to highlight the or showcase the relationship between the different spaces. طبعا انا اطلت عليكم وانا احب الكلام كثير يعني فقد اكون تدخت من كثرة الكلام. فلذلك انا راح اخلص هذا التو سلايدز اللي هي معنا الحين وننتقل بعد ذلك الى فاصل وبعد الفاصل تنتقلون الى المحاضرات اللي هي قلنا عليها السبيسز وكيف نختار السبيس المناسب يعني طريقة اختيار الاريا المناسبة للسبيس وكذلك محاضرة السكتشز. اوكي. pre-design phase is often referred to as programming يعني لما اقول لك البروجرام مال المشروع هو ايش؟ هو المتطلبات المشروع. programming pre-design phase this is called programming. the architectural programming is a systematic process of gathering and analyzing information about a building. راح هاي قلت لكم عليها في البدايه انك راح تجلس مع الكلاينت وتطلب منه متطلبات وتشوف هو ايش يرايد من عندك وانت ايش رايد من عنده معلومات. So gathering, analyzing the information about a building or other setting, and then using the information to create guidelines for the performance of the setting. اللي هو راح تستخدمها في مرحلة البلاننج وبعد ذلك السكيماتيك ديزاين. لذلك انت we need to have like gathering the information. Okay, then afterwards we need to like make a site visit and we need to gather the information of the site, confirmation from the client himself or herself, the information from the site. Okay, and then we study all the related things to the project. Then afterwards we go to use the guide to use this information to create guidelines for the performance of that setting. مهم جدا مثل ما قلنا انك تدرس الموقع. كثير من الاحيان اليوم في الحياة العملية يعني يجي الكلاينت على طول جايب الكروكي ويدخل على المصمم والناس تصمم له على طول على الكروكي ولا داري ايش اللي حوالينه. الكروكي ما يطلع لك شيء. الكروكي مجرد يعطيك مستطيلات. طيب هذه الأرض إيش فيها؟ عمارة فيلا إيش الموضوع ما تدري. طب كم ارتفاعها كم إيش علاقتها إيش اللي مفتوح عليك وإيش اللي ما مفتوح عليك. طيب بعد الكروكي الكروكي ما يبين النقاط اللي موجودة يعني الكروكي بس يبين لك الشارع اللي حوالينك المداخل والمخارج. طيب بعد شوية في عمارة بعد بعد ثلاثة 3 بلوكس. طيب هاي العمارة كيف اطلالتها على الفيلا تبعك اللي انت تريد تصممها. طيب الفيوز اللي موجودة كلها ما تبين عندك. طيب بعض الناس ممكن تطلعها على جوجل ايرث. جوجل ايرث غير كفاية يعني ليس كافي جوجل ايرث حتى انت تستطيع ان دراسة الموقع which is اوكي هو مهم يعني على الاقل اذا ما استطعت تصل إذا ما استطعت أن تصل يعني أضعف الإيمان ممكن إنك تاخذ جوجل لكن لازم تدرس الموقع تروح تصور الموقع المحاور البصرية الاتجاهات تصور المباني اللي حوالين المبنى قطعة الأرض اللي أنت عندك تصورها هذه أيضا وتشوف الناس كيف مطلع عليك النوافذ تبعها المداخل تبعها العمارات السكنية البعيدة والقريبة الفيوز أنت توقف في الموقع وتشوف وين على شنو مطلع. هذا مهم جدا أنك تزور الموقع. في اي تصميم مهم جدا انك تزور الموقع. انا كنت في بعض الاحيان اروح على ساعتين ذهابا وساعتين ايابا عشان بس اشوف الموقع واستطيع ان اصممه. اكتشف يعني يعني امور مهمه جدا وانا في زيارات الموقع. في زيارة الموقع في أمور مهمة جدا تكتشفها بتساعدك في التصميم واختيار الخيار المناسب للتصميم، خيار التصميم المناسب. So programming is also defined as a consultation to establish and document the following detailed requirements of the for the project. In general, pre-design is a problem-seeking stage. البري-design هي مرحلة للبحث عن المشاكل التصميمية. احنا قلنا المشاكل التصميمية لا تعني يعني المشاكل التصميمية لا تعني انه في عندنا مصيبة يعني حاصلة يعني. هي المشكلة التصميمية هي المشكلة المتطلبات المشروع نسميها مشكلة تصميمية وانت تريد تحلها. انت حلال المشاكل هذه. تمام. وبالتالي لما تيجي تحل مشكلة حتى المشاكل اللي عندك الطبيعية يعني تحتاج إلى وقت تحتاج إلى صبر تحتاج إلى تفكير. Same for this one. Site analysis is treated as a distinct phase probably because it involves on-site activity in real projects. In contrast to the pre-design stage, schematic design phase is a problem-solving stage. In this phase, what is called creative part usually refers to the schematic design phase where main concepts of form and space are generated. يعني الكرييتيف بارت او المرحله اللي هي schematic design غير البري ديزاين. مرحله السكيماتيك ديزاين خلاص احنا درسنا الموقع ودرسنا الانفورميشن وخلصنا هذه. we have finished everything. Okay, now we want to make the design. So main concept of form and space are generated. This is why the first stage I want from you is to give me the form, top view, or the side view of the building that we will have and the relationships between these objects and uh, spaces of the building. يعني هذه التكوين الخارجي للمبنى، التكوين الخارجي، العلاقات ما بين الكتل والفضاءات. بعدين تدرس السبيسز وتوزيعات السبيسز بالبابل دايجرام واحجام السبيسز بالبابل دايجرام. مهم جدا انك تعرف ايش اللي احجامها. طبعا by the way using this one the bubble diagram for the relationship or even for the zoning which we call it. This is called zoning also. The bubble diagram also shows you the relationship, the strength of the relationship between these spaces, and also shows you the schematic or concept for the sizes of the spaces. So here we have the entry is small and the public is very big and bigger than the family. So maybe because we want the majlis to be big because we are expecting so many people to come like at Eid time or whatever, or if we are having a party. So these sizes for these bubbles are really really reflects the sizes of the spaces that we want to have. So we have entry, public, family. You can see that the sizes of these bubbles are different depending on the size that we want to make. Let me show you here. Maybe we have it here also. See here the relationship between the spaces also here also here it's more obvious. So relationship diagram. This is a relationship diagram, zoning, bubble diagram. See the relationship. هاي العلاقة قوية، هاي العلاقة أضعف، هاي العلاقة ما بين. تمام. هاي علاقات السبيسز وأماكنها. طبعا هذه حقيقة أماكنها يعني بعد ما تصمم يكون هذا المكان التصميم. apartment, seminar راح تكون هنا male and man and women. اوكي. الانترفيو هول راح تكون هنا مكانها فعلا يعني ما بعدين تجي هاي هنا لا. توزيعات الفضاءات هذه بهاي الببليك بس خلاص صار عندي فكره انه وين راح يكون هذا مكانه وين راح يكون هذا مكانه. Where is the staff, where is the work, where is the reception, and what is the size of the reception, what is the size in relation to the other spaces. Like the workspace is smaller than the reception, smaller than the seminar. The reception is smaller than the seminar. The apartment is bigger than that, and so on and so forth. So these sizes are also are taken into account when we are doing these things. These slides we will take it in the next class, inshallah, while we are giving you the location of the project and the program of the project. So I will leave you now, take a break, and we will go later after like a few minutes to have like two classes about the space requirements and the sketch, how to do the sketch. Thank you very much for listening, and see you there.